what led to the decision to cancel workouts earlier this week?
Basically, the numbers of cases, COVID-19 cases, that's continued to rise in Central Texas, mainly here in McLennan County, and just the common sense that we do I think we do an outstanding job of keeping our kids separated, with all the drills and things that we're doing for us to strengthen working conditioning is concerned. But the problem that I have, and my biggest concern, is that kids are kids, and when they leave us, we know that they don't practice the safe distances like they should. So it's always been, my concern is them getting it somewhere else and bringing it back, giving it to some of our coaches or whatever, and just people getting sick altogether.
Okay. How do you guys move forward? Like, what is the plan moving forward if student athletes continue testing positive as this thing continues spreading in Texas? Are we looking at more and possibly longer shutdowns of summer workouts? Are we looking at the potential impact on fall sports? I mean, what's the what's the plan to try and minimize the whatever the impact is after this quick shutdown?
Well, I think one thing that's happening now is the governor is talking more about the fact that you have to wear a mask now. I think that's gonna help. I think the seriousness of it, and just making sure that our kids see the numbers themselves. And we try and reach out to them as much as we can, and remind them to be safe, and practice the safe distancing like they should be. And then our deal is, for us, when we start, we're going to continue to focus on the numbers. As those numbers continue to rise, I just don't feel comfortable bringing kids back, exposing them, as well as coaches too, if those numbers continue to rise. And right now, it seems to be that's what's going on. So we are looking at possibly coming back, target date on the 13th of July, right after the holiday for 4th of July holiday. But of course, we're going to check those numbers before we do so.
Is there a plan to avoid to avoid having to shut down in the event someone does test positive, or is that in your mind the only or best way to go about this?
I think that's the best way. Of course, if someone does test positive, you have to shut down based on who all they've been in contact with for at least 2 weeks. But our thing is, with the numbers going up and so many cases around us, I just, like I said, it's all about safety. It's all about health. It's all about your life. And I've been around sports all my life, but my life and our kids' life, parents and community life, is way more important than playing a sport.
Okay, that's good perspective. Do you think this might? Do you think we're at the point where this could potentially impact fall sports like football, volleyball, cross country, other stuff like marching band and stuff like that, or do you think it's still too early?
I think it's starting to make people really think about Plan B as far as starting fall sports because of the fact that the numbers are going up. And I'm on those UIL calls every week, Zoom calls, and that's all we talk about is Plan B, Plan C, because with the numbers going up like they are, who knows? We might not even have a season.
You mentioned July 13th is when you guys are trying to come back. Do you feel, is it a good thing or is it concerning that there's so many schools around the state that are shutting down summer workouts temporarily?
It just proves that that everyone is getting more and more concerned about their numbers as far as Texas in general as a whole, and just everybody's taking more precautions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything you would add? Anything you think we're missing, or anything that you want to touch on about this topic from your perspective as someone who's overseeing workouts for thousands of student athletes in the Waco area?
Uh, I know it was a lot of people probably didn't agree with us shutting down without having a case on record. But again, those are tough decisions that you have to make in this position, and I'm all about student safety. I'm all about the community safety, and I couldn't sleep and continue to see those numbers rise and know that we are taking a chance when we're dealing with high school and middle school kids who may not take it as serious as we do. So sometimes you have to, make those decisions for others, and that's part of my job.